Some houses experience a strange kind of quiet after midnight. Not the ordinary hush that follows when everyone has gone to bed, but a silence so complete that even clocks seem to forget how to tick, and refrigerators forget how to hum, and wind forgets how to exist, leaving the air heavy and still, as if the world itself has stopped breathing. People who live in these houses rarely mention it at first because silence is easy to ignore, easy to explain, easy to dismiss as insulation or exhaustion or imagination, until they realize that it is not the silence outside that unsettles them, but the silence inside, as if sound cannot cross the threshold once the digital clocks flash 12 and begin counting forward again. Old stories say it happens because the year hesitates for a moment, stretching thin somewhere between what has passed and what has not yet begun. And in that hesitation, there is no room for sound, no space for echoes, no permission for anything that belongs to either side of time. Some describe how they sit awake without meaning to, listening for something they cannot define, feeling the pressure of silence settling on their skin like cold dust, realizing that even their own breathing feels muted and small, as if their body fears breaking the rule that has suddenly taken hold of the house. That is when they understand that the silence is not empty. Because if the year is holding its breath, then everything inside the house is forced to hold it too. And for a short span of seconds or minutes or hours, nobody seems to agree on how long, the world offers no sound at all. Not from machines, not from walls, not from wind, not even from memory. In that void, people report a feeling of being watched, not by eyes or cameras or anything that can be pointed at, but by attention itself, as if someone or something is trying to listen through them, trying to hear their heartbeat, trying to decide if they are alone or afraid or worth noticing. They say the silence comes with a strange kind of pressure, like the house is applying weight from the inside out, compressing time until it folds and makes space for something that does not belong anywhere else. Only then do people become aware of the rule. If you hear something in that silence, you must not react. Because if sound exists during a moment when sound should not exist, then it means you are not the one who made it, and whatever made it is already aware of you, already listening, already choosing what to do next. Stories vary in detail, but not in outcome, and they tell of footsteps that do not echo, voices that do not vibrate in the air, whispers that do not disturb the dust on shelves, all happening in a room where no sound should exist at all. Some claim to have heard their names spoken in a tone so flat and broken that it did not feel like speech at all, but like memory repeating itself without permission, stripped of warmth and pushed through a throat that had never spoken before. Others describe soft knocks that feel closer to pressure than impact, as if someone is trying to tap on the world from the wrong side of it, testing for weak points in reality, trying to find a seam to pull open. A few say they heard breathing that did not feel human, not because it was monstrous, but because it was patient, steady, measured, the breathing of something that has never been rushed in its existence and has never needed to pretend to be alive. No one who has ever heard sound in that silence has ever been able to explain what happened afterward, because words fail to describe how the world returns to normal, how clocks resume ticking, how heaters resume humming, how footsteps resume echoing, how life pretends nothing happened. What they do say quietly, and only to people who will not laugh, is that once you hear sound in the midnight silence, you never truly stop listening for it again, and you never truly feel alone in your house, not even during the loudest days of the year. Because silence after midnight is not absence, it is invitation, and something always listens behind it, waiting for someone to notice that the world has stopped making noise. And if you hear anything at all in that impossible quiet, anything besides your own heartbeat, then it means it heard you first.